Silksong is one of the hardest games of 2025, and today we're making it even harder. We'll be defeating all bosses and arenas in Act 2. However, we are taking away the essentials needed to survive. These include masks, spools, tools, silk skills, nail upgrades, and we have to use Hunter's Crest. Basically everything that helps Hornet survive. It's Hornet and a nail versus the whole of Act 2. To start the video off, we head into a Songclave and grab the white key, which will be crucial for later on. We head over to the first boss of Act 2, Cogwork Dancers. This is a simple boss with lots of opportunities to heal, and we did it on our first attempt. Now after defeating the first boss of Act 2, we defeat the first arena of Act 2, but just before gets just a tiny amount of rosaries. And after killing that arena, we're rewarded with the Coral Chambers Ventricrestation. We get the slab bellway and now use the white key on the white ward elevator. After venturing through white ward, we drop down to the right side of the underworks. Now after doing some pretty simple platforming and waiting for these bomb bars to explode, we obtained clawline. We instantly headed over to the next arena, avoided some bombs, and got the Ventricrestation. We 1 HP clutched in this arena and instantly moved on to the next one. We cleaned this arena out easily and instantly ran into the exhaust pipes. We now took advantage of the only upgrades we could get, movement upgrades. We now headed on to get double jump. Mount Faye is the only time we don't have to use our tools or upgrades, which is definitely a break from what we normally used to, since Mount Faye is a movement based area. Hope you guys enjoyed that montage, but now we're heading into Whispering Vaults, but first defeating this arena. We now decide to face Trobio, which will give us one of the 3 melodies we need. After a couple attempts, we took Trobio down. We now get the Sacred Cylinder, which allows us to get the Vault Keeper's melody. We now get one of the 3 Cog Heart pieces, which is crucial for a later encounter with the boss. We did some platforming and some puzzles to get the next melody. Oh yeah, and on the way down, this happened. We now went through high halls, and the main reason we were here is to get rid of the spider guys. This will be very useful in a future arena. And also getting rosaries. We now head back to Coral Chambers to get another Cog Heart piece. We head over to the Memoriam to get our last Cog Heart piece. We now save the Travelling Merchant and now buy a simple key from him. We also go to Bond Bottom and buy another simple key. We use the Cogwork Heart to power up the second Sentinel, this arena, and purchased the Bywater Bellway, which will be very useful later on. We start preparing for later on arena. This starts by buying all the maps from Chakra. One of the maps we needed was in Sansa Karak, and while we were in there, we also defeated the boss Vault Worm. We have now obtained our first tool of the challenge, but however, we will not be using it. We now decided to try to beat Raging Conchfly. After many attempts, we defeated it. The next boss on the kill list is located in Wisp Thicket. This boss is Father of the Flame. The main challenge of this boss is that you cannot retrieve Silk from damaging it. We also have to use Hunter's Crest to pogo, which makes it even more challenging. And with only 5 masks, we can only take a couple of hits of damage until we are dead, since the projectiles do double damage. Our first attempt, we had no idea what we were doing, but over time, we formed a strategy. We started by killing with the top left one. This is because this is the time when we had the most silk and most masks. Another strategy was to hit the bottom left one by us jumping and double jumping, but then we just decided that pogoing on it would be easier. We died many times against Father of the Flame, but slowly started improving and consistently getting to phase 2. However, on this attempt it was different. This time we had 4 masks and was making sure to dash along the ground instead of jumping. When you jump, it gives a higher chance to get hit because you're in the air for longer. And using these strategies, we defeated Father of the Flame. However, it's going to get much harder from here. The next boss on the kill list is 4 Brothers. By using the simple key we got from before, we unlocked a section of deep docks below far fields. The 4 Brothers Cygnus boss fight is a boss fight that many people find very enjoyable. The strategies for this boss fight is to not get knocked in the lava, as you can see here. Another strategy is to only target one of the brothers, and we targeted Grom. If you are far enough away from Cygnus, he throws out his boomerang, which is very easy to dodge, so while that's happening, it's easy to get damage on Grom. After Grom's dead, it's basically a free win. However, before our next boss, we have to face an arena, and on the way there, we discovered the skip. This arena is pretty easy, until the last wave where 2 bomb guys spawned. However, we discovered that we can just hit the bombs away, which blinds them for a couple of seconds, and lets you to get some free damage in. We decided to quickly do this arena while we were still in far fields, and with some crazy platforming, we were rewarded with a mask shard. Just kidding, obviously we can't get it. Next boss on the kill list is the Chef. After defeating some simple enemies, he comes in. This boss shoots out the debuff Muck. It can be very annoying if you get hit by it, and that's why we avoid it at all costs. After fighting the Chef for a while, we started to learn his attacks. If he goes down low, he's going to charge at you. If he hovers in the middle, he's going to slam. And if he goes up high, he's going to bum on you. With this information, we easily dodged his attacks. And that's how we defeated the Chef. We now have to defeat the Unraveled. This boss is the most tedious, frustrating, and boring boss in all of Silksong. He has very basic attacks, but has so much health, and this attempt took a whole entire 10 minutes. We now did some more preparation for the High Halls Arena by doing the Trails and Wish. We now decided to face the High Halls Arena. After a lot of preparation, we're ready. The preparation gave us chakra to fight on our side, which will be very useful in the last wave. The main challenge of this arena was the wave with the bee guys, because it's pretty overwhelming with lots of bees charging at you at once. However, the real challenge was the last wave. These big guys have massive attacks that fill up the whole screen and leave you nowhere to stand, so we came up to it with a strategy. The strategy was to spam wall dash on the wall. This will keep us high enough away from the guys to hit us. While this is happening, chakra will kill them, and with this strategy, we did it on our first attempt. And this gave us the Conductor's Melody. We defeated Lace 2 on our first attempt, and headed over to Grandmother Silk. After absolutely cooking in this boss fight, we defeated Grandmother Silk on our first attempt. The next boss on the kill list is Second Sentinel. This boss has fast-paced attacks, but mainly do 1 damage. However, on our first attempt, we got destroyed. However, it didn't give us too much trouble when we defeated it after about 20 attempts. After using the apostate key, we did some reads in the slab and headed over to our next boss, First Sinner. This boss is a combination of Widow and Grandmother Silk. This is because it has blade attacks and teleporting. First Sinner has a healing feature that needs to be stopped at all costs. This is because it sets back to your progress and the damage that you've dealt to her. However, it still took multiple attempts to defeat First Sinner with these strategies.
Accept it, yeah, you dogs. I'm busting my bum on you now.
The next boss is Broodmother. Broodmother is the equivalent of Gruzmother from Hollow Knight, however it has more attacks than enemies that spawn, and it also shoots the blob debuff, which is guaranteed that you get hit. However, after a couple attempts, we defeated Broodmother. The next boss is Savage Beastfly. If you remember from the last video, Savage Beastfly was an absolute nightmare, and this video, he's even harder. The Savage Beastfly rematch boss fight is fought over lava. It also includes platforms that break under your feet, which leaves nowhere to stand. And as in the previous boss fight, it also spawns in enemies. However, there's only one type of enemy it spawns, which are termites. And these enemies are incredibly difficult to deal with while fighting the boss. And if only there was a way to get rid of them. But there is. Somehow, by exiting this room and entering this room, it despawns the enemies, and it also allows you to get a free heal. This leaves the boss all by itself, and allows you to get free damage, and using this strategy, we defeated Savage Beastfly. We defeated this arena, and also did this quest. Now, after defeating Savage Beastfly, we also had to defeat Gruul the Great. This boss makes people break their controllers, break their monitors, and that's even with tools and more masks. We have no nail upgrades, we have no masks, and no tools. This took a very long time, but this is how we did it. We started off by using the secret bench and bar water that many of you might know about. To maximize the amount of silk and mask we had, we killed these two enemies and harpooned across, which made it much easier for us. Also, there's a room up here that will also give us silk if we need it. Now, all this is still before the arena. We still have a whole arena and boss to fight. Let's have a look at the wiki. As you see here, we start off with 2 Stilken, which are these guys. It was very difficult for us at first, with 2 of them shooting at us at once, but we figured out if we program them, they can't do anything, because they can only shoot horizontally, not vertically. With this strategy, we still died a couple times to the Stilken, however, we became much more consistent at killing them. Now, in the second wave, 2 Stilken trappers spawn, which are the tall guys. The strategy for this one is that we hug the wall. We jump, slash, and dash back to the wall to keep us safe and get damage. Now, after this wave, a spike ball comes from the roof and smashes into the ceiling, which spawns 3 of these guys. The strategy for these guys was to just run away from them and get hits when you can. The next 2 waves have the same enemies but with different combinations, so all we did, we used the same strategies and targeted one specific enemy. Now, after doing all those waves of all those enemies, we still have to defeat a whole entire boss without any tools or upgrades. Let's talk about how to kill it. Now, Gruul the Great has 2 attacks, the Great Inhale and the Acid Spit. However, it also spawns enemies halfway through the fight, but they don't affect them much. These attacks make it incredibly annoying to get damage on the boss, since it keeps you away at a distance, so it was very hard to get damage. However, our strategy was with the clawline and get a quick slash in, and then dash back to the platform. Even doing this, we still died a lot of times. Oh my god, how'd they even hit me? We were trying this boss for so long, so we decided to play Cuphead for a bit. Sorry, but we need to get back to playing Silksong. Now, after taking a break and playing some Cuphead, we started to cook. now defeated our greatest enemy. After defeating Gruul the Great, it has unlocked a lot more opportunities to us. We are now rewarded with Seeker's Soul, which is required to enter Act 3. Some of the requirements needed to enter Act 3 are quests. The 2 quests needed that we haven't done yet is Restoration of Bellheart's and Bellheart's Glory. These quests normally show up in Bellheart's quest board, however, they only show up if you've upgraded your needle one time. Without upgrading the needle, we will not be able to get into Act 3, which is necessary for continuing the challenge. However, we made sure that we upgrade our needle after we did all the Act 2 bosses. Otherwise, it would be unfair. As you can see in the background, we are fighting another arena. This is the arena to save Sherma, which is also necessary to get into Act 3. However, when saving Sherma, you're automatically giving spool fragment, which is completely unavoidable. Another requirement for Act 3 is moving the Flea van to Fleatopia. However, while moving it, it gives you a spool fragment, which is also unavoidable. Now that those requirements are met, we can now start the Silksong Soul quest, which will get us into Act 3. The items needed for the Silksong Soul quest were either really easy to obtain, or we've already got them. After the Silksong Soul quest, we now defeated Grandmother Silk to finish Act 2, which was pretty easy because we unintentionally had an extra nail upgrade. And now, after endless bosses, countless arenas, we have now entered Act 3. And that's it, we have now completed Act 2 with no upgrades or tools, except for the spool fragments and nail upgrade we got at the end. Thanks guys for watching, hope you enjoyed. We will make another one if you guys liked this one, and if you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and turn on notifications for uploads. Thanks for watching.